Last week, a 40-year-old man from Chennai who had participated in the clinical trials run by the Serum Institute of India, AstraZeneca and the Oxford University alleged that the Covishield vaccine has serious side effects like neurological breakdown and impairment of cognitive functions. The Serum Institute has strongly refuted the allegations, reassuring that the vaccine is safe. So, how are these human trials conducted, monitored and regulated? I'm Suraksha, and in this week's Coping with Coronavirus, let's take a look at how these human trials work.
When an outbreak comes in with a new organism, you have to understand the new organism, its dynamics, its transmission, its sequence, its structure, how it binds, how it gets how it gets internalized, what is its pathogenesis. All of this takes some time to understand. So this to really understand this, it sometimes takes around 6 months or 7 months. In COVID, we are still learning many new things which we didn't know earlier.
That's N.K. Ganguly, a microbiologist and the former Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research. He spoke to us about how any vaccine goes through discovery, development and clinical trial phases. In the discovery phase, scientists try to learn about the working of the virus. Answers to questions like how can the virus be neutralized, how can it be blocked from entry, what kind of drugs can be used to kill is explored here. A novel vaccine candidate, that is the first vaccine for the disease, undergoes an elaborate process. This is divided into preclinical and clinical stages. In the preclinical phase, an animal model is prepared. Animals like mice and rhesus macaques are selected, which show a similar response to the infection of SARS-CoV-2 virus like humans do. Animal studies become extremely important as they are the last step to be completed before the vaccine is administered on human beings. Hence, the preclinical phase can take up to 6 years to be complete. However, thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, the animal trials have been cut short, if not completely abandoned. Across the world, several institutions monitor the progress of clinical trials. Any adverse effect is reported to these governing bodies, who then take the decision to pause or resume trials. The Drug Controller General of India, or DCGI, which is under Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, approves starting or resuming any clinical trial. In September, when AstraZeneca reported unexplained illness in one of its volunteer participants in other countries, the DCGI ordered the suspension of volunteer recruitment for the company's Phase 2 and Phase 3 trials in India, which was later resumed. To know more about trial phases and what they involve, do check out our previous video on vaccines. The trials are also monitored by an independent body called Data Safety Monitoring Board. Together with the DCGI and Ethics Committee, they collectively monitor the trials. If you wish to participate in any of the trials, all you have to do is keep an eye out for the call for volunteers advertised in local publications or on the websites. You can also look at the Clinical Registry of India, which lists out locations for specific trials and contact numbers. But not anyone and everyone can enroll into these studies. For COVID-19 trials, a test subject needs to be between the age of 12 and 65 years, with good general health, no history of COVID-19 and normal vital signs, which would be determined by investigators at various test sites. The criteria may differ depending on the pharma companies. However, they all need to abide by the ethical guidelines for conducting human trials. As per these guidelines, volunteers who fit the criteria can participate in the clinical study only after giving informed consent. If the volunteer experiences any side effects, they will be counselled. The Ethics Committee will submit the final comments to the drug controller. If the volunteer is not satisfied, they can take the legal route. As the recent controversy has shown, lack of trust and a breakdown in communication between the companies running the clinical trials and the volunteers can have a serious impact. The threat of suing and counter-suing can increase vaccine hesitancy.
In a vaccine trial, this need to be avoided as much as possible, because ultimately, the public who is ignorant, and lot of people are afraid of vaccine trials. There is a very large group in US which is against vaccination. So the trust is very, very important. So as much openness and as much transparency should be kept, which is very, very important for vaccine trials.
That's all we have this week. We will be back next week with another Coping with Coronavirus story. Until then, stay safe.